everyone, and welcome to our first official town hall. We've had meetings with some of you before, and it's just never been in a town hall setting. So welcome to our town hall. We have a lot of exciting news, but first we kind of want to talk about what's going on with the council, to which I'm going to turn that over to our current president, Gabriel Calderon, or Master Angelus Kalen.
Hello, everyone, and thank you everybody for coming to our first town hall and what I hope will actually be many. And yes, there's just some exciting changes coming up, and I am really excited. One of those changes is, as I'm sure everybody here has seen and hopefully has voted as well, one of the changes is our leadership. And I will be stepping down as the president. And of course, as one person steps down, another person steps up. And I am very elated that that person who's stepping up is Sophia. So Sophia will be taking over as president of the IJF. My term will end officially at the end of the year. However, during this time period, we thought it's best, since we are Jedi, we are very much about education and training and hands-on training at that this would be a good time for people to come in and kind of see how things are doing. So that way, when reins are officially handed over, it's no shock to anybody's system. That way, okay, now you're a knight, you can continue on with the training by yourself. But of course, you're never alone, because as the teachers that we are, we're always there in the background too to help you and encourage you. So I'm just very excited that, yes, this will be my last year and my last gathering as president of the IJF, but I am very comforted in knowing that it will continue in very capable hands. And some other people joining our council will also be Sarah. She will be stepping in as our VP, and I will be stepping down and becoming the Director of Administration. Allie will continue as Director of Education, and Ross will also be continuing as the Director of the Guardians. And Allie will be continuing as Director of the Mystics as well. So just very excited to be adding all of these people.
Rena.
And yes, of course, I'm going to get saving the best for last. Yes, and Karina is also continuing as the Director of Community. And she has been doing an excellent job. And she's one who's been reaching out, making sure everybody is okay, and make sure that people's voices are heard, because of course the IJF is nothing without its members. And so we're very grateful for everybody here.
And she's also the ambassador of hugs, but that's a new title that she has now.
Yes. One thing we all love here in the Jedi Federation is also the continually adding of titles. Hence, Allie is the Taskmaster as well.
I hugged Church when he was leaving class. I hugged him and I said, I had a good teacher. He goes, yeah, nice try.
Yes, we all need to go through many workshops and many training before we can even come close to even just being a diplomat of hugs.
That's it.
Just yeah. So yeah, so very excited. And then with this town hall, again, we're hoping to just be able to give out a lot of information, because there's a lot of exciting changes happening. And we also wanted to take this as the opportunity to hear back from people too. Because again, as I said, the IJF is nothing without its members. So we want to hear what people have been wanting and looking forward to, and just ways that we can help support you in your continual growth in the Jedi path. Let's see, I will go ahead and begin with one of our exciting things that's going to be happening is our actual focus in education. And we have building up in both our education programs for both our youth and young adults, as well as our continuing education with adults themselves and the Knights and continuing education there. And so just to speak further on that, I will go ahead and turn it over to Allie.
So I'm really excited about this whole prospect of what we're going to do with education. A lot of people have had difficulty finding the education. It was in the guides on Facebook. You might have noticed I took them off because I moved the self-study over to the website that we have, which is jedifederation.org. You can go in there and you can find it. We also have a forum now where you can post things in there. But if you wanted to be more selective in who can see what you are posting, we also now have a way for you to submit. There's like a little submission form. You submit your homework there. It goes to the email, and only the council who has access to that email can see it. And hopefully as we get more teachers, it will move over to just teachers can see it. That said, we are looking to create a Zoom version, like a live class. It will be, it's going to be a 20 course curriculum. We're hoping to get it encapsulated in 24 classes, where you'll get credits towards an apprenticeship, and then you'll go into an apprenticeship from there. I've actually been training up our knights on how that apprenticeship is supposed to look. So we want to start that hopefully in August. That's actually one of those things where later on I'm going to ask for your input on what particular day would be best for everybody. We have some thoughts, but that'll be a little later. So just kind of like let that tick in your head. Now, Gabe mentioned, and I'm so glad that Eli's on here, that we have been working on a youth program. This actually started last year at the Jedi Gathering. We pulled the youth to the side, including my 11-year-old kid. So, all the way down to there. And we asked them for input, like, what would you want to do? Would you want to see it as a Zoom class? Would you want your parents to be in the room? Are you okay with your parents being in the room? Do you want us to share with them your thoughts, etc.? And we got some really valuable input. And from there, Gabe, Eli, and I have been working on building a program that would help them and help them in their schooling. Like not just learning about the Jedi path, but actually applying it while they're in school socially. So we're really excited about that, being able to just move forward. Now, there are some other things that we are looking at as far as advancing our education. Hold on, sorry. And that's being kind of advanced through the Mystic curriculums already written, but we have 2 other curriculums that are being written for 2 different departments. So, Gabe, did you want me to just introduce those 2?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn it over to Sophia first because hers, she's been doing a lot of work on this, and I know she's really excited to explain the SAGE path.
Right. So, hello everybody. So, yes, the SAGE path after a student makes it to knighthood, during the SAGE path, what I would like everyone to focus on from there in that training is developing, strategic thinking, metaphysical skills, and really finding that harmonious balance between mind, body, and spirit. I know that probably people have been seeing like the YouTube videos. I've been making a lot of force lessons and things through there. So yes, the SAGE path is going to be very extensive, very deep, which is fair, because we as Jedi, we love doing continuous training. We love doing a lot of assignments, don't we? Yay, that's our part. Everyone said yes. So yes, so I'm very excited for that. I do feel that was one thing that was kind of missing in a lot of areas in the community, was just focused on like the metaphysical. I am extremely excited about adding the de-escalation portion of that in the SAGE path. So that's gonna be fun. All right.
Speaking of which, Sophia actually told me I should be saying this, and I keep forgetting to say it, even though I told her I was going to remember. She's looking at me.
Register.
Yeah. So this is going to be available only to people who are registered. It is free of charge. It is free of charge. We just believe that by registering and becoming an actual member, of IJF, it is the first step in actually saying, I want to dedicate myself to this Jedi path. And that's what we're looking for, are people who are like, I want to go all in. So there is a registration page on the website. You'd have to, right now we're working on actually making it electronic, but you can download the paper and just fill it out and then send it to the email. All that information's on there. It's under the IJF application. You can find it in the menu, I think under About Us. But this is going to be available only to people who are registered. And then that way we just know you want to take your step onto the path. Okay, so Ross, we want to hear about this Guardian program. And I think that, you know, you're the only person that can really tell us.
How come I'm up first? Okay. Do I share my screen? Or just want to talk about it?
Just talk about it.
Okay, so then I have my prompts up on the screen. So just like Ali said, to be part of the Jedi Guardian program, we are looking that candidates will become registered with the International Jedi Federation first. People who will be coming, I want to mention that I've been very blessed that Maggie Mellon has been assisting me with putting together things for the Jedi Guardian program, and in the future is looking forward to being my assistant with the Jedi Guardian project. So anyway, the initial orientation would be bringing them into learning about Jedi Guardian path, the principles and the expectations of what it is to be a Jedi Guardian, and that then mentorship would begin, where they would work with somebody who's a senior Guardian, and each recruit is paired with an experienced Guardian. As we grow, everybody will have the opportunity to mentor other Jedi Guardians. There will be physical training that will go into place, which will be a combination of lightsaber work, martial arts training, fitness and conditioning, which we spelled out. We're trying to make it so that the whole overall program is flexible. Flexible in the sense that we don't want to rule anybody out because they say they have a limitation. Physical limitations are not a reason why somebody can't be a Guardian. Everybody can serve a purpose. Everybody wants to be involved. What you have to do is, your niche in the scheme of things is based on your ability. But ability is something that you show, not something you just talk about. So we have, again, with the lightsaber work, we're going to make it so they learn lightsaber forms and lightsaber techniques, but you don't have to be an expert in using a lightsaber. With martial arts, we want there to be at least a basic understanding of self-defense. But anybody who wants to progress and learn more and get into being somebody who knows about self-defense and protecting people on that level, that'll become a separate whole nother specialty within the group. The fitness and conditioning, we have ideas for cardio training, strength training, and flexibility work. That we're looking to expand upon. Of course, we have a lot of people in the community here, Sophia being one of them, who can give us a lot of insight as to things we can add to that. Also, because a lot of times people say, I can't do this and I can't do that. Trust me, I've gotten to an age where some things are just a little bit more difficult. So, you know, you have to make adjustments and do what you can. That's all we're asking, is that you do what you can. Anyway, moving on from there, the mental discipline, meditational practices, about basic meditation will be needed. And then we'll get into how you use that to guide you when you're making decisions. We want to make good decisions. Mindfulness training, where awareness exercises are being taught. Stress management. I'm just hitting the main topics. Is that okay?
Yeah, though we do kind of want to limit the time because we want a long time for Q&A.
Fine, then what we're going to do is I'll skip to the main headers. Okay, so we're going to be touching on stuff that has to do with spiritual growth, which will cover the Force studies, ethic, philosophy, and service and compassion. Field training, mission stuff, which will be talking about how you use training exercises, team coordination, and conflict resolution. Then we're looking to get evaluation and feedback on that, and then talking about advancement of specializations, which have to do with in those categories of martial arts, being into the healer specializations and dealing with first aid, being a diplomat and having conflict resolution. Finally, we'll get into what we do in the community as far as helping with gatherings, but really being more of an aid and helping people. So we want to have regular meetings and be present at the annual retreats and building up of a support network over time.
Okay. So, those are our two in development departments. Some of you may have heard of the Mystic department. Right now, it's a department of 2. We are looking to add another person, though, this Jedi gathering, and I'm really excited about that. But that department is primarily a kind of chaplain corps. You can retain your personal religion, but we go through like the different rituals that we have for Jedi trials, master trials. Some of our meditations are meant to help be reflective. And a lot of them are around labyrinths, because I love labyrinths. But Dave's like, yes, she does. But we have some that deal with life and death, and just getting rid of the year, letting go of the year, and other things are along that lines. We also have some meditations that help people. One point in time, Gabe and I were running a group where you could do your inner city meditation, and then just kind of fell off to the wayside because we didn't have a lot of time. But what I'm hoping is that as we get more mystics, we can actually offer that more and more. So if that is something you're interested in, it kind of like a spiritual guide to help people, that is definitely what the mystic path is. It's not a religious path, it's a spiritual counselor path. All right, Gabe, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
One of the other exciting things that's coming up is actually going to be happening in just a couple days. And that is the gathering that's going to be at just outside Atlanta, Georgia. And it's just so excited to just be coming together again. And our focus of or I should say, like, our theme of the gathering will be on teamwork. So a lot of things will be focused on how we can work together, how we can open up our communication, increase our communication, use all of our abilities to the best possible way that we can basically just make the world and just the place around us just that much better. And so I'm just so excited. And some of the other things.
Yeah, that's actually a great segue, because our director of community is kind of planning something special for the community. That she's going to kind of start as a tradition here. And I really want you to talk about this, Karina, because this is freaking awesome.
Hi, everybody. I'm Karina. My Jedi name is Adestria. I am the director of community. A lot of you have known me already. I kind of check in on all of you at one point or another. But yeah, this year I am coordinating with other Jedi communities to light a fire healing ceremony on the 26th at 8:30 Eastern, where we are going to be lighting a fire. If you can or have the ability to have something outside, or if not, a simple candle. And we're going to be focusing on healing our community and sharing light, and just remembering that we are all sharing our light with each other. We are all sparks. And when one of us is lights the way. We all shine brighter with each other. We are coordinating with Tacho. Tacho's going to be part of the ceremony. We are also working with another Jedi group. Jedi Path workers are also going to be there as well. So anybody that wants to coordinate, just marvel at the fact that we have Jedi across the community that are on this path. This is still something that we're forging forward, and I'm just really happy that all of you guys are a part of this movement and to be growing with us. This is why we're just so excited to talk about the Town Hall and how we want to grow together so that we can listen to the feedback and that we're all growing together as a community. Thank you.
Thank you, Karina. Yes, very excited to have that. And I hope that's actually a tradition that continues for many decades. I just love that idea of all of us having a fire together. And that's just fantastic. Let's see, some other things that are happening with the gathering is, yes, working on just creating our own Jedi code. What is Jedi canon? Now that there's, so many things out there, and there's been the change in legacy from legacy to legends and the acolytes. Like, there's just so much out there that what is it that we believe? What is it that we hold true? What should we focus on? Is this even needed? Those are all just great questions that we're going to explore in just what is the canon. Also on just letting go. Because again, one of the things that a Jedi believes is that attachment, and just how do we move on? There's always things that are happening. I know there's a whole bunch of others. I just wanted to give a little teaser. Some other things that are happening as well for the IJF is, again, now we have a vice president again. So somebody who's able to focus on growing all of our chapters. We have just only one chapter currently. We've had a few come and go and some that are up and building now. But so now I'm glad that we have Sarah coming in to help us grow that department. So I'll go ahead and transfer it over to Sarah now.
What a great time. I just got to the cemetery. Oh, that was a long walk. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah. I go by the Jedi name Justita. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. I am totally looking forward to joining IJF and helping to establish and keep a track of any chapters that might, want to start growing. Yeah, I really don't have a lot to say. I'm currently not feeling all that well. So thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys on, a lot better over time. So yeah.
We're proud of her. She's out there walking, right?
I am walking.
Proud of her.
I'm lucky if I get like 200 steps in a day, and I just walked a mile downtown. I have never walked this far. Considering that I got like a fever of 99, usually it's 96. So yeah, the fact that I still did it is pretty impressive. I could have just laid around.
Water.
But anyway,
go get yourself
water. Yeah, I got to walk back to the house for that. But yeah, all right. Sorry. Thank you.
Love you.
And some other exciting things happening is also now we have a Discord channel, which we are starting to populate and make more use of. I will go ahead and hand it over to Allie once more to talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, that was actually Sarah's idea. She wanted us to get a Discord. So we do have a Discord. We will post the link on our in our group, not on our page, but in our group. And it's International Jedi Federation. We have our logo on there in gold. If you guys are looking for it in Discord itself. We want to just kind of be able to connect better with you, because we've noticed that Facebook chats are not the greatest for keeping up with people. And Discord has gotten a lot of upgrades. I love you too, Miles. I love you too. Discord has actually upgraded some things to where like it's easier to do threads, which are more similar to forums, but we still want to keep our forums for longer dialogue because it's easier to keep things going on there, and it doesn't have a character limit like Discord does. Still, it's a lot easier to track how things are going on there. Hopefully, if you know how to use Discord itself, you're already really well aware. But if you need any help with it, listen, you guys can just tell me, and I will figure out a time to set up a Zoom call like this, and we'll do some screen sharing, and I will teach you.
I think we hit a lot of the upcoming major changes, as was stated earlier, that the big thing that we want to do is listen to all of you. What questions do you have? What were things that you were unclear about? Maybe you had just started peeking around into the Jedi Federation and wanted to figure out, well, what do I do next? Or how do I do X, Y, and Z? Or just even, I'm interested in this thing. Is there a way we can do that? We want to hear from you, because again, this is your group and we are just here to just facilitate that growth in the Jedi path. So go ahead and open it up to the general membership.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
First, thanks for being open and letting the public in. That's really great of you guys. Too many closed doors organizations. It's nice to see an open door organization. That said, I was asking if I'm a big fan of the lore and the legends and all of that. I was wondering, as far as IJF is concerned, do they have Jedi trials? And if they do, are they open to suggested ceremony?
Could you elaborate by suggested ceremony?
Yeah.
I've come up with, to be specific, I've come up with a trial of the flesh that I think is appropriate. I don't know if I want to go into the details here, but I would offer it up if it were acceptable to do so.
So we do have trials. And actually we have a trial that is done by the Mystics alone. And it's a confidential trial where you do pass or you fail. And it's done in a labyrinth. So it's very meditative and contemplative. This was the original idea for the labyrinth, even though I wrote the one for the funeral first. And it has actually turned out to be quite good. Now, if we implemented something like, say, a trial of flesh, I would love to hear more about it. And it might be something that maybe our guardians or our sage path would be interested in implementing to become like part of the trial of getting there.
Okay. Master Ross is familiar with my version, and I'd be happy to talk to him at another time about it. Thank you for listening to my question.
Anybody else?
Myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
First off and foremost, I'd like to introduce myself, if that's okay. My name is David Fiedler. You can call me Prawl. I am a founder of my own order. I don't claim such titles as of today, as of right now. It's more as I'd like to bring the community together, just as many people here would like. I would also like to acknowledge Gabriel. Good to see you again. Ross, I have never met you, but it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Same for you, Karina. And I believe that's Allie up over there. So it's finally good to see you again, Allie. I may or may not know Sarah. Everyone else here I'm unfamiliar with, so it's a pleasure to meet you all. The order that I'm associated with is the Jedi Order of Peace and Wisdom. We are not a chapter of IJF as of currently, but we have been followers of IJF for quite some time, and we admire the passion, we admire the members, we admire the work that IJF has put into the community. And being followers, we do deem ourselves supporters, and we would love to support and offer any materials that we have to the IJF alongside their journey. And we would love to collab with them as well if given the opportunity. As regards, I've always said that knowledge is infinite, and we should always continue to learn from new people and other people when given the opportunity. And that is one thing I would love to see encouraged more in the community, is learning from other orders, learning from other communities and other Jedi, other masters, because everybody has different talents. Everybody's going to know something different. Somebody might be more proficient in teaching one thing than the other, and you might not be able to offer something of value to a student. So with that being said, and I'll keep it short so somebody else can take the floor, it is just, I'd like to see more encouragement, more interaction, more, go learn. And I think that would create more open minds and allow people to be more accepting of the community alone. Thank you.
Thank you for that input. It's very much in line with what I know we're all hoping for as far as the community goes.
Absolutely. That's why we're hoping to grow chapters as well as affiliates and just other organizations that can ally together to increase the knowledge and help train each other. I know we have had a few other organizations that are actually interested in doing the very similar things as you were talking about. And so we're just glad to continue those conversations, because again, we just want to just build this Jedi path.
Again, thank you, Gabriel.
No problem. Other questions, things that you want to see or hoping for?
I do have a question for Ross. Ross, it's a shame we've never met prior, but Susan speaks highly of you every time I speak with her. Might I ask, what is your background and profession? What is your main thing that you offer to the community? Because I would love to learn more about you.
All right, so everybody sit back, comfortable. So no, I'm just kidding. Wow, there's a question. It's funny whenever anybody asks me about me, I feel funny because I don't like writing about me. I just had to write a whole article about myself, and I ached about this. I gotta write about myself. Okay. Anyway, my profession is technology. I do a lot of stuff. I've been a programmer for as long as I've been in the martial arts. I've been in a programmer since I'm 16, and now I'm actually years old. And so I work for a big company. I do programming out here. But I do web design, a whole bunch of technology, and blah 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 blah. I do technology out the wazoo. On the other part of my time, I'm a martial artist. I teach martial arts. I've been doing both of those things for 43 years. And I think if you had to ask me, one of the things about me is that I figure going through life and learning a lot of things and keeping it to oneself is futile. I like when I learn stuff and sharing it. So both of those things apply to everything I've done. I love technology and I love sharing what I know about that. And I love martial arts and I love sharing that. And when I do those things, that's when I feel at my best.
I look forward to seeing it in play. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Sue and I have been friends since we met in Chicago Jedi, and she's even trained with me in martial arts. A lot of the people on the screen right now have gotten to train with me in martial arts.
That's one of the things she's bragged about. She's bragged about your martial arts skills and everything, and I'm sure that's a great contributor to the community. I think it's highly important a Jedi knows martial arts.
I've often said to Allie and I, what's really funny is most people say, "Oh, well, Ross, you and Allie always agree on everything." And we go, no. Allie and I basically do verbal MMA. We wrestle each other to the ground until one of us taps out and says, fine, okay.
I can vouch for this. I hear it almost on a daily basis.
She's on, Sarah's on the phone while Allie and I mentally combat each other to the floor until we tap out. But yeah, we don't always agree on everything, but we do finally find a middle ground that works. But that's what makes part of what the IJF is really great, is that it is very diverse. We have a number of people with talent and very evolved minds, very intelligent people. That's the one thing I love about dealing with all these people, is that they're very intelligent. My martial arts teacher says, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're probably in the wrong room, because then you have nothing to learn. So,
Correct.
I'm always blown away by Miles. It's on the line with us. Miles, very, very modest guy, so I don't want to make him blush and everything. But like, I love talking to Miles. Miles is one of the people in the community who I'll sit with, and we'll carry on a conversation. But I got to tell you that every time I walk away from that conversation, I have grown as a person. I've gotten something from it. Over the years, he and I have become very good friends, but he's somebody who I know I can talk to and get real feedback, not just a bunch of fluff, not just a bunch of, oh, you're great. He'll literally tell me to my face where I fall short or where I've exceeded. I respect his opinion. So I'm using Miles as an example, but I'm just telling you the truth. That's how I feel. But the people who are on the screen now, so many of them I've gotten to interact with, and either I've seen them grow from what they were to who they are now, or they're somebody who taught me. Now, Master Angelus was and maintains being my Jedi Master, and one of the funniest things I've ever said to him was when I completely lost my mind at one point and called him up, and I said, I was just like, there is no emotion, there is peace. I'm nothing but emotion, and I ain't got no peace. And I was like, and I said, what am I doing? And I was having one of those moments, right? I'm just human. And then he
So,
turns around to me and says,
Ross, I know that we're involved in this conversation. And
I can
I
stop.
apologize. I stirred the pot.
Yeah,
You're
sorry.
You're both good.
Thanks.
So, I kind of want to put a question out to everybody. We were talking about running these Zoom classes on one of the nights during the school year. It'd be during the school year. And the idea would be that it's broken up into 2 semesters. Basically, you would get to learn more when you signed up. But something that we're running into is we need some tiebreakers on what days are appropriate for everybody else. I got Sophia over here. Sophia and I are arguing over whether or not Friday is okay, because, people say that Fridays you go to the club and you're dolling yourself up, but I'm telling you, clubs go up on Tuesdays. So, I think I'm a Friday girl. And then I've got some people that are like, okay, well, maybe if we do it Thursday and Friday, and like every other week, maybe, just based on whatever the schedule of the teacher is. So, we need some input. That's basically what I'm getting at. We need some input.
Allie, do you actually doll yourself up and go to the clubs?
No. Sophia said people doll themselves up.
Oh, because I figured you saying you go out and you do.
No.
If I may, I think Monday's a good day, not only for personal, because it's the only night I would be able to do anything, but also it gets it out of the way.
Unfortunately, that's my I will say Monday is the only day I can't, because I have an obligation at church.
Miles has his hand up.
Yep. Go for it, Miles.
Yeah, as far as Fridays go, the thing about Fridays and Mondays, actually, it's challenging for 4-day weekends, it's challenging for family. Both of those conflict with Friday nights. And it's just because if you're going to do anything family wise on a Saturday or a Sunday, you often want to get started on a Friday afternoon or evening, travel time and whatnot. That creates a lot of difficulties for travel, and it would just put in conflict the classes against family time. And that'd be something I'd really like to avoid if at all possible. That's my only concern with Friday.
I
That's
agree with that. I agree with that.
I don't think there is a good day. I think that there are particularly bad days. And I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are all particularly bad days. Just because of scenarios. Like, for example, I'm a member of a fraternal organization who has its business meetings on Mondays. And that's not to say anything here, but I will speak from experience of having something that's held on a regular Monday. We get killed by 3-day weekends constantly in that scheduling. It just absolutely undermines us at every turn, and it really does make for very difficult scheduling and planning. So the Mondays also in the summer, because people are taking their kids out for summer vacation and doing stuff. We can do nothing in like July or August because our business meetings are on Mondays. We can't do anything in July or August for that exact reason. So I'm just calling out that Fridays, Mondays, and of course Saturdays and Sundays are always sacred.
I go to a men's Bible group on Mondays, and we run into the exact same thing. It always getting with all the holidays and stuff. Always gets like, yeah, we're not meeting on that Monday. We're not meeting on that Monday. Same thing.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Mondays is curling for me in the winter, and I cannot meet on Mondays.
Do you mean curling up by a nice fire or something, or
no, the game? You know that, Ross. Come on.
So if I say,
Tuesday through Thursday in the evenings, that's all. But
okay. So if we had Tuesdays and we named the school the club.
Now, you did?
I hope everybody's getting that joke.
Hey, that was my idea.
I think Tuesdays and Thursdays would be a good compromise.
Thursdays.
Now, are you recording? Are your plans to hold a live session that you record and then share the recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
David had something to say.
I'm not sure if my input is valuable on this topic or not, because I'm not even sure if I was invited to those meetings down the line.
If you sign up, you just got to register with us and dedicate.
I've been asking for the registration paperwork. No one sent them to me. I think I did send Gabriel maybe one message. I know I've asked Susan.
I'll tell you what, David, I will take personal responsibility to communicate with Allie and make sure I get that to you as soon as possible. How's that?
Sounds good. Thank you.
As long as that's okay with our new president. Sophia, is that okay, Sophia? Okay. Just so I don't overstep my bounds there, buddy.
Put him in his place.
Love Sophia. What's that?
I said put him in his place.
It's literally the registration on the website, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, well, no, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's there.
Never mind.
When you go under the About tab, it's IJF application. And I'm supposed to get this automated, but right now it's just the paper document.
I'm actually working on an automated version of it right now. I just got the new software that'll do it.
You saw.
See, I told you I was excited.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll get with you about that later, Ross. I did set up one, and I just want to make sure that at least those fields are there.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah. So we are working on making it automated, and hopefully that'll be done before the end of the week, so that when we go to this gathering, I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, more homework on.
Taskmaster.
Every time I talk to you, it's more homework.
Anyways, anybody? So you were actually, David. You were going to say you were going to give input. What was your
me?
Yes.
On input on.
We were talking.
We were talking about the class night, the night to do it.
Well, I mean,
Did you have a particular day that you would be available?
For me, I just can't do Saturdays.
Okay. So it's looking like the best days are Tuesdays and
Thursdays.
Thursdays. Okay.
It's
Adding to
May
this
I ask a
conversation as
question?
well.
I thought,
before,
go, I'm
I
sorry.
want
Nancy,
to, as we have also invoked Susan's name earlier, I forgot to mention that one of the things that we're also doing is the book group, our book studies, and that has been going very well. We've gone through 2 Leia books, and we have another one coming down the way, and those do happen to be on Tuesday nights. So either, yeah, Tuesday night does seem to be the way to go, or it's just this will be in addition to, because I do love those book studies, and they do add to our just training as a Jedi, just seeing what the Jedi in the fiction would do could also reflect what the Jedi in reality might do. So I just wanted to also make sure that we plug in her book study as well, because I think that would be a
Sarah,
disservice to the
The
community.
next
if
one
we
is
didn't
actually
mention it.
Ahsoka. We're reading Ahsoka for the next one, and that will be that's every 2 months. So we did it this month, and then 2 months from now will be September. So the first Tuesday in September.
by the way, Sarah said in the chat, I just want to read it because she typed it in there, that Tuesdays and Thursdays will be fine until sports are back. That's what it says.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just
Uh,
wanted to
only
put that on the
football.
record because when she starts
only football.
sports, their games always fall on Tuesday and Thursdays.
Oh, your daughter. Okay.
Yes.
I was
I-
thinking like people
Sorry,
doing
school sports.
football games.
Now, do we have a
God, no.
specific time for the classes?
Actually, yeah, that would be another good topic is there a time that works best for people? Like I know that I work until 6 p.m. on Eastern Central Time. So after that would work for me if it was on a weekday, but is there like a later time that I would have to push for everybody else?
Well, so
9
here's
p.m. if it's Tuesday or Thursday. I teach classes Tuesday through Thursday, so I don't really get home until about then.
as do I. Well, I teach my classes Central Time, 6:30 to 7:30, and we very commonly run sometimes as late as 8:30. But you know, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I will add that I am a college student on doing online classes, so some of my time goes to college.
May I ask a question?
Okay. I missed this. Who's asking?
Hold on.
I'm looking around the screen.
Hello?
Who's speaking?
Hi, David.
Hi,
Oh, Dave. Okay.
this is Alex.
Alex. Oh,
Alex.
all right. It says DA
David's my
first,
first
so we
name.
said
Yeah, I don't know why I thought I don't know. Okay.
It's my name.
hi.
Anyway, A, I like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. B, who's teaching the classes? How is the curriculum determined? Who's determining the subject matter? Or is there some sort of lottery?
Wow, we better write these questions down. That's a long list.
Oh no, actually no. I got them all.
Oh, sheesh.
So one, we are dividing up the times that we're going to be teaching. This first year, we're still working out the finer details, but our goal is to get our teachers to write their own material inside of the credit. Like you have to get certain credits within the Jedi Compass to get to your apprenticeship and get to your knighthood eventually. So right now we have a pre-written curriculum. And this year, depending on how fast people how fast people can produce their own material, some of them might be writing their own material, while others will just be kind of going off of the pre-made material. But our hope is that eventually every teacher will have something that they are specifically specializing in, and they can teach on that topic and get all the credits matched. So we all have to agree to those credits that we're taking up when we do things. So it might be unique every year, or it could be the same every year, depending on how we end up doing it. But we do have to do it by a credit-based system to get every point in the Jedi Compass. I hope that answered your question. If there was one that I missed, go ahead and ask it.
No, it's just so you're accrediting the classes, so the credit is given to the attendees?
Yes. And again, only registered members can apply to those classes.
While also noting that we're going to have some classes that you do not have to be a member for, but those do not come with any credits.
Correct. That's something that we're hoping to do is on our off time. We'll be able to do more classes, and we'll be able to even invite in teachers to just say, hey, listen, we'll help you advertise your class if you really want to teach something. Just let us know, and we'll help you out to try to get your name out there and move forward, so that we're getting more people just kind of extra education, because the Jedi Path is one that we're doing all the time. We're growing every day if we're doing it right.
So Allie, that's more or less kind of gonna be like an elective then, is what you're saying.
Yes, they would be electives,
Okay.
but they don't count towards credit.
No, I got you.
Anyone else? We're coming up on 10 minutes to the hour. 9 minutes, but just kidding.
All I want to say just real quick is thank you all so much for putting all this stuff together. I know it's a lot of work to get all of us on this channel and talk about what the IJF is doing and, you know, how we're growing and stuff like that. And I just think that's awesome. But I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you to you, the organizers, because this is a lot of work to put this stuff together. And I just wanted you to know that you guys are appreciated for taking the time to do all this.
Thanks for being so involved, Maggie. I appreciate the kind words. We all do.
Well, I do a small portion, but you guys have really like carried the load. So I'm giving you a silent yay. Good job, guys.
Well, Maggie's been very helpful with the Guardian stuff, so she's definitely a part of it.
And sorry
Adam
about the dryer buzzing in the background.
Adam has his hand up. Did.
I'm often on my own out here, and I have been giving more and more consideration to, like, I teach a lot of kids. I've got a lot of young kids, and they've recently made me feel really good about the work that I'm doing in my martial arts school. Nice. And I'm more and more thinking about starting a program specific to the Jedi community. What I want to do is teach Knight Vance's lightsaber forms, some of my own hand-to-hand and conditioning. And then I also wanted to teach them some of the basic logical fallacies, like the top 20 logical fallacies, and kind of make like a mini program out of that. Just as an elective for some of my students. And having this meeting, I'm starting to think that, you know, maybe that could be the start of something like a little mini chapter here or a mini group here. And so it begs the question, what are the standards that I need to rise to in order to bring my group to IGF for membership?
So that would require you becoming a knight at IJF. Our adepts do not have the ability to start their own chapter. They have to be a knight, which means that you'd have to go through the full training program, including getting through all of your credits that you are needed for apprenticeship. I was explaining this to actually our training masters about a week ago, that there are credits in the compass that have to be done inside the apprenticeship. So that because we ran into some issues previously where I was the only person that knew the person well enough to get their knighthood, and we had to wait forever and a day to get them there. And I realized that now, okay, it's not a good idea for everybody to be considered my apprentice if, you know, we're supposed to have other people sharing the load. And in that particular case, I couldn't put them up for knighthood because I was not a knight at IJF at the time. It was that weird time frame for me. But I was still teaching the accredited program at FA. But yeah, you would have to be a knight that in order for us to demonstrate and show that you do know what we're teaching, you understand it, you live it, and oh, by the way, you passed a that test that you need to pass when you get anything going for a job. Background
Sure.
test. Background.
What about affiliate groups?
Affiliate groups, if you are an adept, you can be an affiliate group. So that would still require you getting through the training.
Excellent, excellent. Work the program, and at the end of that, then it can be discussed.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But register first.
Yes, register.
Yes, register first.
First step.
Sophia's like, I keep telling her, Allie, she needs to say it. She needs to say it. I'm gonna say it because she ain't saying it.
I have a question for Allie and Gabriel.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Allie and Gabriel. I don't know. I may have told one of you, maybe both of you, but I have told either one of you or both of you that I've been working on my own curriculum for my own order. And it is based on Western philosophy mostly, with some ethics, morals, etiquette, everything like core values should matter to a Jedi. So with that being said, what kind of feedback could you offer me when developing a curriculum that would be easy for a wide variety of students to understand? And what can I learn from you guys one-on-one potentially?
That's a big question.
So I'm gonna let Gabe go first.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I know that will require a lot more of just behind the scenes or like off this channel, just so that we can go more into detail, because I don't want to bore everybody with every single little nitty gritty thing.
Yeah,
However,
besides that's my job.
yes.
Anyway, guys.
But in summary, it's basically, yeah, we would just have to, if you're looking for accreditation within the IJF, we basically just need to make sure that things are in line with the Jedi Compass, and it adheres to our code of conduct and things of that nature. But if you're just looking to, on how you can become a better teacher, then that's a whole other topic as well. Because like, again, every school, every organization has their own makeup of students, each one wanting to focus on different things. Some wanting to, focus more on the Force, some wanting to focus on ethics, some want to focus on lightsabers. And so you kind of need to develop whatever is needed for your particular community. But yeah, more conversations basically needed to help figure out what is exactly needed there.
Of course, it would be to help contribute to the community more, as we would want anything that we put on paper available to the community alone.
Yeah. So for me, I'm always the person that pushes it. It should be in line with some sort of Jedi created document, either from the fiction or from the community itself. There's the Jedi Jewel series, there's the Great Jedi Holocron, there's Jedi Circle, there's the 21 Maxims, the original 21 Maxims by Christopher Shinada, the 33 Teachings by Keto. There's several documents out there that are by Jedi for Jedi, as well as just scouring Wikipedia. They have some content in there. So as long as it is actually falling in line with either what's been produced in the community itself, or as a document, or it falls in line with what's in the fiction itself, that to me is one of the most important bases. You can learn from philosophers all day long, but the philosophers were not themselves Jedi.
Yeah, I agree. The philosophers were definitely not Jedi. I just find a lot of my inspiration from Western philosophy and less from Eastern philosophy. And Jediism, from what I understood, was mostly built upon Eastern philosophy.
Well, there have been people that have taken that path. A lot of the references that SETA has made have bridged that gap already. They've already explored some of that. I know that there have been several people that have looked, for example, toward Stoicism as a strong example, and I know that among some other organizations, there have been Freemasons among Jedi who have pursued Freemasonic philosophy as well, and found it to be very, very similar and very heavily overlapping. So there are some of those references. It is not, and you're not alone in your journey. I'm a Western philosophy preferential myself.
I'll have to talk to you sometime alone then.
Absolutely. But just in general, just so you know, some of the references that Seth has made reference to, not all of them are referencing to Buddhism. Not all of them draw from the Tao. Not everybody is saying, no, the forces of the Tao, period, end of sentence. That's not everybody's bailiwick. And it's not the language that speaks to everyone. But the universalism of the Jedi language does cross that east to west divide fairly well. And there have been those that have treaded those waters before. It'd be good to not have to reinvent anything if you don't have to.
Agreed.
Oh, and another great book to pick up is Justin, I'm gonna butcher this. No, I'm not, because it's right here. It's right here. The Light Within: A Journey Through the Axioms of Ashlow. This book. This is a great book. This is a beautiful I love this book.
I love the title of that, and I love the cover. Well designed.
Yeah. In fact, this is going to be one of the prizes at the Jedi Gathering. I got 3 copies, and I'm going to give them out at the gathering for people who win the prizes.
Is David coming to the gathering?
No, I'm unable to afford it financially. I wanted to come because it was relatively close, but I'm gonna be attending my own orders gathering in September. It'll be in Limestone, Tennessee.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Hey, anyone else? All right.
Everyone here's invited in September.
You have that posted up on your group, right?
Yes, I can send you the link, and you can spread it around if you so desire.
What's the name of the order and when is it?
My gathering's going to be September. I think it's going to be scheduled for the weekend after Labor Day, I believe.
Okay.
And it's in Limestone, Tennessee, at Davy Crockett Birthplace State Park, Limestone, Tennessee. And this is important because there's 2 Davy Crockett parks in Tennessee. One's over near Lawrenceburg or whatever it's called, and that's near like Middle Tennessee.
What's the name of the order?
Oh, the order's name is the Jedi Order of Peace and Wisdom.
Oh, okay.
It might not be searchable because I don't remember if I have it private currently or not.
It's searchable, but it's locked down as private.
Yeah.
You can find it. You just can't get any information from it.
Yeah, it's private. It's private.
We had to do that. We had a bunch of spammers and fake accounts getting in there, and even a few spies.
Yeah, that tends to happen. But thank you for sharing the info because I'm not super familiar with that order.
Yeah, we're at less than 200 members. For most part, we only have maybe 18, 20 active people right now online.
So that kind of sounds like the order I'm a member of. So
yeah, a lot of the community went silent over the last year, and I've taken notice of that. And that's a little concerning.
But thank you for sharing that info. I don't want to hold anybody else up though. So we can talk offline if you want.
Sure, you can private message me anytime. You can find me as David Anthony Fiedler on Facebook.
Okay. Thanks for the info. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well,
by the way, don't call the campground because it'll and ask telling them it's for a gathering because they'll think you're weird, crazy.
Okay. Thanks.
We run around dressed in robes and wave lightsabers around. They won't think we're crazy.
Well, next year's will be in the Mammoth Caves over in Kentucky. Next year.
Okay. Nice.
Well, I think that unless we've kind of tapped out, I think everybody's.
It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Nice meeting you in face to face again. And I'm so glad that that we had such a large show up. That's not the right word. A large turnout. There we go. Turnout. See, I miss my words. Anyways, I really love this. I'm so glad, and I'm really excited for the future. Gabe, did you want to say any last words, you or Sophia?
You just well, I know I wouldn't do this Sophia a disservice if I said register.
Register.
So yeah, register. Yes. Be part of all this exciting stuff that we're gonna be doing. And it can only be exciting with you in it.
Question about registration.
Yes.
So if you have registered on the website, that, just to clarify, be explicit, that does not mean you have registered. It means you have a website registration, the going to the about box, getting into the link that's in chat, which is jedifederation.org/application, will take you to the registration piece, which has a form to print out, fill in type thing. Well, to at least copy down and fill in at present. So it's not, the website is not, registering on the website is not enough. There is an actual application form that needs to be filled out.
Yes.
Correct. There's an actual form. Yes.
All right, Sophia, you got any last words?
I have to thank Big Brother Miles just now because I literally was about to say those words, and that was, I mean, God, I tell you, what would I do without you? I tell you, it's just.
I don't know.
Yeah, and just so everybody's aware, because I vaguely remember filling this thing out, you actually have to like sign your name and stuff like that on this registration. So unless you do that, you are not an official member of IJF. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I just wanted to throw that out there because
That is correct on
I-
the paper.
Correct.
That is correct on the paper. But when we get to the electronic, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a little button that you punch that
Digital
says
like
signature.
digitally sign it, right?
yes.
I do
Okay.
have the ability to make it so they can sign it digitally.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, but I just wanted to point that out to people because I'm like you guys, I'm a little concerned that there is some misunderstanding on how this actually works. So
Isn't that friends? All right. Well, on that note, I am ending the recording. You guys
Thank
may
you,
all
everyone.
stay if you want to just talk some more. But I don't think that anybody wants to watch me eating on this video. So
I really do.
no.